I'm going to show the lake today because it's prettier than me. I know I look like hell. I shod 6 horses today. And it's kind of got me to thinking about the POTA from the activators perspective. Now, the great thing about the POTA program is there's something for everybody. I mean, everybody's goals are a little different. And, if you want to, get your repeat offender awards as an activator, there's that. You get your 10 contacts within one day, and that counts as an activation. Or you may be working on your kilo. You may be doing a rover award, where you do multiple parks in a 24-hour period. So, as a hunter or even as a casual activator, you may not quite understand. Your activators, when they come out, they've got different goals. They're doing different things. Every activator's different, and I know depending on the day, I may be different. There's days like when I'm working on a kilo and I'm driving somewhere, I'm not leaving without 100 contacts. I mean, I'm going to sit there and make contacts, just as many contacts as I can, and I'm going to try to get everybody in the log. I mean, I'll keep calling CQ until I lose my voice. And, there's those types of activators, and, sometimes I'm that type of activator. And then there's like today, I worked all day, but I'm after this Eagle's Nest Award in this park here. This is K7523, the Gray Wildlife Management Area. Beautiful place. I highly recommend it if you're activating. Lots of good places. Uh, but today, I'm after that Eagle's Nest, and I'm just coming out here for the numbers. For the activation numbers. I mean, I'm coming. I put on the 17-meter whip, and I may sit here. If I make 12 or 15 contacts, I'm tickled to death. That gives me my 10 for my activation to the day for the day. Adds to that number, and I'm good. But I'm going to fire up on 17 meters here in a minute. And if you guys are on there and you guys want to make contacts, and there's 40 people come in, before things slow down, I'm going to work you. I mean, I enjoy it. I love it. But, there's that type of activating. There's the rover activator. I don't rove as much as I used to. But there may be a time I want to run in a park, get 10 or 20 contacts, pack everything up and throw it in a bed and run to the next park. The hit them and quit them, I guess. You hear a lot about that. And that's great. If you miss me here, watch the spots. I'll be somewhere else if that's what I'm doing. And then there's the one that has caused this god-awful dumpster fire on Facebook the last few days. About running a second operator. And I know there are married couples that run second op activations. There's clubs, I've heard 3 and 4 op activations. And I'll be honest, if I'm at home and I'm hunting and I just moved through the radio room a few minutes and I want to get on the spots and work 3 or 4 and go on about my business, a lot of times I understand. I tend to skip those. It's not a big deal. But when I do it, when you hear me with a second operator, or you see me on the spots with a second operator, what I'm doing is I've got a new ham, a new activator, and what I'm doing is I'm letting him or her get on the air a little bit, practice their phonetics, get good at catching that one call out of 15 and getting it in the log, efficiently and quickly and get back. Because, when I work them and then I hand the mic, they've got a couple chances to get that. And they do get better. This is not as easy as it looks. Especially, with POTA today where 100, 150 contacts and activation is nothing unusual. It's not out of the ordinary at all. And, that can be overwhelming for our new operators. So that's a lot of times, if I've got somebody new that's interested in POTA and they've been a ham a little bit or made a few contacts, a lot of times if they want to come with me, I'll put them on the air by themselves. And if they get overwhelmed, They get confused. They're not going to want to do it again if it's overwhelming and confusing. So what I'll do is I'll put them on the air with me for a few activations. You know, it slows things down. It gives them the opportunity to, you know, have somebody sitting here with them, encourages them, gives them a little time while I'm working. They've got a couple more chances to get that call in the log and get everything ready. And they get better really fast. They get better. You know, they get better at, especially a new ham. Hearing all those phonetics come at you, you know what they mean, but it sounds like a bunch of gibberish. And right now, Brenda has been with me the whole year I've been doing this. This POTA thing has been a glorious year, and she's been with me on most of my activations. Carrying equipment, setting things up, keeping my cup full, making sure I've got everything, cooking, you know, if we're out in a park on a sunny day, cooking some bratwurst or something. And, you know, she's really been wanting to get on the air. So that's what we're doing right now with our tandem activation. And I suspect that a lot of times that's what's going on. And honestly, in something like that, I'd like to get every contact we could, obviously. But if you don't want to work us, you hear I've got a second operator, you don't want to work us, keep tuning. I'll be back to the park. Most of these parks I'm working in now, you know, this park here, I've got 3 kilos, nearly 4. Not a big deal. I mean, if you don't want to fight the pile up and then wait on me, work her, and then come back to me for another chance to get in the pile up, I totally understand. I'm the same way sometimes. But you don't have to say anything nasty on Facebook. You don't have to start a big dumpster fire on the POTA group. You don't have to say something nasty on the air. And the one thing that I'm out here in this park, I've worked all day, and I'm doing it because I love it. Don't get me wrong. But you need this park number. You call me. I've got a second op. You've obviously heard that because she signed off. I did the QRZs that come on. You can obviously tell there's 2 operators. The one thing that irritates me, you know, hunters talk about things that activators do that are irritating, and I totally agree. I know most of them. I'm not a big time POTA hunter from home, but I do understand. I work a lot of DX and stuff. I understand that there's things that a running station does that irritates the search and pounce station, if you will. But the one thing that gets under my skin, and I've got thick skin. Doing this so much, I've got thick skin. HF is just there's all kinds. But the one thing that really gets under my skin is somebody that'll work me and then leave my second operator hanging. And I know that sometimes it's a misunderstanding. Sometimes the guy's not hearing us real well and he doesn't realize there's more than one of us. He saw me on the spot. But most of the time, the guy is 5'9", give me a 5'9". I say stand by for the second operator. He's gone. Doesn't happen a lot. 1 or 2 times in a 70 contact activation, 50 contact activation. It's not a lot. But you leave my second operator hanging. And what I wish people would understand what I'm doing. If you haven't got time to spend 20 seconds out of your life to help a new ham learn how to be better on the air, practice their skills, then what the hell are you doing this for? I'm a half a step away from setting a new policy that if you work me and you leave my second operator hanging, I'm second away from putting you down as a nil. I mean, could you be any ruder? But I guess the reason I make this is because obviously from the Facebook groups and from some of the behavior on the hair, you see that there are a lot of hunters and a lot of hunters that have activated that don't really understand, you know, they don't really understand what it's like to deal with these pile-ups. And that, hey, you know, you may be 5'9", but I may have already, you know, I log on the hammers. Like Dom and them, they log on a sheet. They run a list. That's wonderful. I wish I had enough. I wish I had enough brain power to keep all that straight, but I don't. I can do one thing at a time. I can't multitask. That was probably changed my life more than anything, is realizing that I can't multitask. But you may be 5'9", but I've already got half a guy's call in that's 5'5". I'm going to finish with that guy. I'm not going to and I'm going to keep the pile up moving. Don't talk on top of my hunter. You know, if I'm trying to get a hunter's info and somebody's saw me on the spot, you know, and they're just calling. Well, if I can't hear him, I can't finish QSO and work you. You know, it's the activator's job to work as many stations as he can, move the contact, move the pile up along efficiently. And it's the hunter's job to get through any way he can. So I learned a long time ago, just don't get aggravated with those guys. If you're an activator and guys are giving their calls 3 or 4 times, or guys are tail ending or whatever, don't get aggravated with them. But I just wish more people would understand. I wish more people would come out and activate it. Not only would it give you another perspective if hunting's your thing, but it teaches. It's a blast. It's fun. I can't think of anything more I love doing than sitting out here in this blue pickup and talking to my friends all over the world. Some of you I don't know your name yet. There's some of you I know when I hear your voice who you are. I don't even have to get out and get your full call. I know who you are. Doesn't mean you're not my friends and that I don't just it doesn't just put a smile on my face to talk to you every day or every chance I can. It's a blast. It's a joy, and I appreciate everybody being a part of that joy. And I think if hunters and activators would kind of put themselves in each other's shoes, it would make you better at POTA. Not only better at POTA, but a better operator in general. You know, you hear that rare DX that new DXCC you've been trying to get for ever and a day. And if you kind of understand what he's dealing with on that end, you know how to get through to him. You know how to get his attention. Same thing with POTA. You know, if it's a new park, new state, new country, and you kind of put yourself in that guy's shoes and understand what he's dealing with, you're a whole lot more likely to stand out and get that contact. It's fantastic. And not everybody's able to come out here. Not everybody has the equipment. Not everybody, you know, there are those with physical disabilities and those that just don't have the time. But we live in a wonderful time. You know, there's YouTube. You can watch guys activate and see what it looks like and what it sounds like. And